visuals, welcome to another Visual Guy film review. Pretty rude, I need to grab my brew real quick. That's better. I'm going to point out really quick as well, I may sound a bit weird because I'm extremely ill. Yay. But this is the film review for Aquaman. It's coming up, I've seen it on release day. This review will probably come up the day after release day. But the first thing I want to point out and say is, it's beautiful. No, it's lovely. No, it's amazing. No, it's perfect to come out of a... No, maybe perfect's not the right word. It's a joy. It's a joy to come out of the cinema after watching a DC film from the DCEU and not be like, well, that was a letdown. This film was really, really awesome. By any means, it wasn't the greatest film of all time. That's Into the Spider-Verse. But it's definitely the best DCEU film. It's definitely the best origin story solo DC film that we've had in a long time, not including the Dark Knight trilogy, because that trilogy is just perfect. It was fun. It was amazing to sit down in this film. Oh, no spoilers, by the way. I won't go into any spoilers. It was fun to sit down and watch a DC film and just to have fun and forget about how much of a mess things are over there right now, with news and stories and this is coming, that's coming, this isn't coming anymore. So yeah, it was nice to sit down and watch this film, which is just so enjoyable and fun and awesome. And I'll get to all the points that I loved in a second. There's a few minor points that I didn't like, but overall I loved it. And I'll chuck this bit out there now. There is a cutscene, which is not at the very end, about 30 seconds of credits. Then you get your cutscene to continue. I won't tell you what that is, but it was a cool cutscene. So yeah, definitely don't leave, but don't stay to the end. Let's start off with the overall premise. We've got Arthur Curry. He is the Aquaman. He's rightful heir to the throne of Atlantis. Doesn't want to be king, but there's a moral obligation involved. There's a woman, a lady involved, as there always is. There's a Dick Dastardly brother in the way. Basically, King Arm wants to bring war to the surface world against the sea world. Sea world against. He wants to bring war to stop, because he's got kind of. Well, he's got greedy intentions to become Ocean Master. He is Ocean Master. But he wants to stop the quarreling because the humans are like poisoning the earth. They show you loads of footage and scenes from like actual rubbish that's in the sea and stuff, which is really heartbreaking. So they chuck it all back, and I was kind of like, I can't argue with you there. It's basically the nice story of Aquaman needs to beat his brother, to King Orm, to Ocean Master, to stop him from taking over, destroying and making a war on the surface world. But to do that, he needs to find the sacred trident of Atalant. Sacred trident of Atalant. I actually clicked myself there. Needs to get that, and he needs to eventually defeat his brother and become the rightful heir and king of Atlantis, and become properly become the Aquaman. The story again, and it's not so much of an origin story. It's a huge background story and stuff. It's a huge what life was like before and after becoming the Aquaman, going through his different training sessions with Willem Dafoe. Willem Dafoe was cool in this. There was great sequences where we see different young Arthur Currys from different ages going through different sequences with Willem Dafoe. Willem Dafoe was looking slightly younger and stuff. So yeah, it's a nice, easy story you can really get behind. We've got to follow our hero, watch him get the gal, and hopefully, fingers crossed, defeat the villains. There's a few main villains in this. Again, Ocean Master and Black Manta. So there's a couple of different variant of enemies, which is cool. Definitely Black Manta being a villain on the big screen, which is done really, really well. He was portrayed awesomely and stuff. And I really am happy that now in Justice League he got some justification, but to see Aquaman truly get justification for how badass and awesome he is. He's the butt of most jokes. Even I've made fun of him. But I did a video ages ago about the most underrated superheroes, and he was number one. Aquaman is so powerful and badass, and has some great stories, some great villains, and a lot of great abilities and powers which you can just talk about and have fun with and see and now witness on the big screen. He was shown true justification, and our classic look of the blonde hair, chiseled jaw, Aquaman is now dead. I am happy with the badass, messy looking, long haired, scary looking dude, the badass Samoan of Jason Momoa. That is the Aquaman now. Before the film came out, there was a lot of critique about how much it was going to be underwater. A lot of people said it was a bit corny and a bit crap and stuff. But this really worked, not only for the dialogue between certain characters, but for the action sequences. The action sequences of Aquaman swimming around, dodging, twisting, fighting with different weapons, interacting with the different animals. There was like crazy seahorses, people on sharks, dinosaur-looking creatures. See all of that sequences, bullets, like spaceships but underwater, like submarine ship things from Atlantis and all that, which is really, really awesome. That looked amazing. The explosions going off, bits of lava and all that kind of shenanigans was really cool to see underwater, and the way it was done. It wasn't like just bubbles, like the hair was moving and stuff, but it felt like they moved at normal pace with, I don't know if it was just me or if they actually did it on purpose or something I just looked at and thought it was happening, but it looked like it was going a little bit slower because obviously it is underwater, but maybe it wasn't, maybe it's just the way I was looking at it. But regardless, it looks so awesome. Using all their different tridents, and obviously we have to get the main trident. But he's got his own trident, which his mother gave him. So the action sequences under this first fight, he has a fight with his brother. There's a few more. There's a submarine attack at the start, which is really cool. Buildings, the way a few buildings coming underwater and stuff was really, really cool. This film took us all over the spot. We got to the Sahara Desert. We got to Sicily and Italy. I don't know if that's coffee or illness. That's probably my like. I've got two favourite sequences in this. One is, I can't really spoil for you because it's towards the end. It's a really, really cool sequence. I'll wait for you to see that. You should know it. I can't even give you a clue to what it is. Towards the end, there's a really cool sequence. And if you do watch this after you've watched the film, let us know in the comments below if you can guess it. But before that, in Sicily and Italy, we get the rooftop sequence, which is really, really fucking awesome. The main battle between Black Manta and Aquaman. It's the way they were going across the rooftops, things exploding, the way Aquaman was interacting, trying to save people. Visually, it looked stunning. We were in hot, beautiful Italy. On the rooftops, like I keep saying, tiles sliding everywhere, explosions going through people's houses. A really, really fun sequence. The camera was sort of following a certain character, then it would twist round and then it would see other characters jump out. It was really, really fun. I think all round visually, I always say visually, just because I love that word, and we are the visual guys. All round, it's so appealing. From being on mainland to going under the sea, seeing and exploring Atlantis. It's like a crazy ass bridge with like a motorway type thing coming in. All the creatures interacting. At one point, we see a jellyfish dress. I'm not even kidding you, it's a jellyfish dress, but I was like, that's pretty dope. See the way they all moved and stuff, and how life was lived down in Atlantis. It was quite, and there's different aspects of the people of Atlantis. Again, because it's kind of towards the story, I won't say too much, but there's a lot of different like races. There's like fish people, and yeah, I was sure about that because it all intertwines nicely for you, so I don't want to spoil it too much. The action-packed sequences, the visual effects, because obviously I assume a lot of this was just green screen and stuff, because it's not going to be real life, Dan. It's just so much fun. You can tick the box. It was fun and enjoyable. Jason Momoa as this Aquaman is so funny. He's his little one-liners, the way he screams, he goes, yeah! Love that. You've seen the trailer where he jumps out the place like redheads. Redheads, what can you do? He jumps down and makes that little scream. It's so funny. He's always up for a laugh. He's like, oh, this is badass. This is cool. This is fun. He's a really, really fun, enjoyable, easy to follow along and get behind hero and Aquaman. I really love this take on Aquaman, because I always liked Aquaman, but he was always just just sort of there. Like, Aquaman's cool, he's badass, but he's like, look, I'm Aquaman. Kind of like trying to be a schneedy Superman in a weird way, I kind of felt, but in his own sort of way. Absolutely adore this Aquaman played by Jason Momoa. There was the minor gripes I had was so silly. There was a moment where he goes under a waterfall and he has to turn back, and even I was like, I may be gay. Samoan hair and stuff, but it was just so fucking awesome. I mean, there was a hell of a lot of slow-mo sequences. The scene where it goes into the ocean and he's followed. Oh god, you would have seen it on the trailer. I was just gonna say the flare moment. I'm gonna let you get there yourself. The flare moment was so fucking awesome. So when you get to that, prepare to buckle up, because you're gonna be one hell of a ride. I'm corny as fuck. Did a lot of slow-mo towards the start when he gets in the submarine. We have a load of slow-mo. Then we get another point of slow-mo because he goes through a bit of steam, and it's like, did we need that there? The romance was fine. It is normal, typical romance. You could say it was cheesy. It wasn't like, oh, yes, get in. And I'm a sucker for romance. It was like, okay, it was there. I thought we got an in-depth look at Aquaman. That's literally the only things that I found bad. A little bit too much slow-mo every now and then. That's literally my main minor gripes. From Jason Momoa to the secondary characters, everybody was really cool and awesome. Yeah, I think that's all I really say on this film. Let's take the boxes off again because I always do this. Visually awesome. Storyline you can easily get behind it, it's fine. In-depth look at Aquaman. DCEU, it's proven, because this is now my favourite DCEU film. This was awesome. It beats Wonder Woman for me, and Wonder Woman was fucking ridiculously awesome. Just do solo films. Do solo films and then get our team build. Don't rush in with team builds. We don't need them straight away. So we'll see what happens after this. We got a Shazam trailer. I think Shazam's next. I am looking forward to Shazam. I really do like Shazam as well. But yes, DCEU, DC, whoever you call yourself these days, you're fine. Do solo films. They work absolutely fine. You don't need to cram loads of characters down our throat. Just the world of Aquaman was enough, and then do the world of the Flash, Wonder Woman, Batman, whoever you want to do. That's enough. It works. I was ticking off the boxes there, wasn't I? How did I finish? Visually amazing. Storyline you could easily get behind was so cool. Action sequence was awesome. The secondary characters great. There's only really one main story. The way that he takes the story, because obviously it's like doing missions. You got to do side missions to get to the last mission, the big boss. That all of that was cool. The monsters that lurked in the shadows and the deep, and the scariness of the ocean, because I'm freaked out by the ocean. But that was everything worked really, really well. It was an awesome film. It was a fun film. And that's the biggest thing I'm going to say about this film. It was fun. It was fun to go watch this film and forget about the craziness of the DCEU, which I've already said at the start. So my main takeaway, and hopefully your main takeaway of this, is the film is fun. It gets a solid 8.5 out of 10 for me, visuals. I can't wait to watch it again. But yeah, 8.5 out of 10. It was a solid, fun film, visuals. And thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy my review, and because I love to ramble quite a lot, I could keep going and going and going and just making nonsense. But I've been working 4 hours time, and I'm ill as fuck. To get this review nice and recorded and chilled out. There's my review. Hopefully you can wabooski. Thank you for the love and support of the channel visuals lately and of all time. And thank you for the love and support. I'm going to sneeze. I didn't want to get the sneeze on camera. I quickly pressed stop. Thank you for the love and support on the Spider-Verse review. A lot of you really interacted well. You said you love my enthusiasm and passion. That's because I am passionate about this whole world. I was represented today as well. I'm passionate about this whole stuff. So thank you for noticing that and appreciating it. I appreciate you coming in. So yeah, come back on Saturday where I'll have probably Saturday night where I'll have my Bumblebee film review, because we got in Britain, the previews are out then. It's already out in America, I think, but the previews are out then. So I'm gonna go see it at 2:30 on Saturday. Visuals, thanks so much for watching. Keep being you and keep it out.